When it comes to review scores for films, TV, and video games, I think more so than any other outlet out there, Metacritic is the big one. We even know that there's incentives for your project to score over like an 80 or 90, and studios will give you more money depending on how it does on Metacritic. So let's talk about Agatha All Along and where it lands on the Metacritic scale compared to Rotten Tomatoes. So as we recently started with multiple projects, you guys know that going forward, we will also be using Metacritic to see how people gauge specific things. Because the Metacritic conversion score is different than the Rotten Tomatoes, where Rotten Tomatoes, even if you give it like a 5 out of 10, that can contribute to a positive. Where on Metacritic, a 5 out of 10 translates to a 2.5 out of 5, but a 5 out of 10 seems a lot worse than a 2.5. It's a weird conversion system, but hey, look, Metacritic does their own thing, Rotten Tomatoes does their own thing. You got two different things you can base your opinion on, or whether it's going to inform you watching the thing or not. So let's talk about Metacritic. Again, this is another aggregate where they take industry, all across the industry people. You know, people with blogs can contribute to it, and it does happen, you know, so take it with a grain of salt, as with any reviews, but I gotta put my God voice announcing the score on, and Agatha All Along on Metacritic scores a 67. So yeah, okay. Obviously Metacritic typically, always, I've never seen it the opposite way, is lower than what you get on like a Rotten Tomatoes. Very weird here, for me at least, to see it like right in line and paralleling one another. I've almost never seen that. But again, you know, it is just reviews. I've already seen people that absolutely hate this. They're not watching past 2 episodes. I've seen some people so far say this might be their favorite thing they've done. If you've watched my review, you know I'm kind of like a mixed bag on it. I think that it's a little all over the place. I think the pacing is bad. Let's just put it that way. I think they clearly are focusing too much on, it's got to be this many episodes, so if the story needs padding, pad it out, you know? And yeah, I think it's reflected in a lot of these issues. I'm gonna be real with you. Just by looking at it, you're definitely seeing a bit of that, and I think that this is showing us that maybe, just maybe, some of these shows need to be given a little bit more room to breathe, but also maybe have a little bit more agency in them at the same time, you know? Like, you can find a good balance instead of what they're trying to do here, which the 2 episodes felt different to one another. You know, I think it could have been put together a little bit better, and I think you see that in the review. So there's the Metacritic score. Yeah, it's probably going to go down. It's probably going to go down. If it does, well, we'll talk about it. But I will say it's funny. It's funny how I saw people be like, aha, Metacritic, look at this low review score for Agatha. They're correct. It's not that good. My guys, a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, you were just saying that the Metacritic score for Joker isn't accurate because they don't know what they're talking about. Come on. Come on.